I've been releasing tutorials around automating SAP with RPA automation platforms like UiPath and Power Automate. And today I was thinking and came to my mind Blue Prism. I don't know why. I didn't touch Blue Prism for about 4 years. And I thought, you know what? I will release a tutorial about doing something, automating something on SAP with Blue Prism. So that will be the today's tutorial, more specifically the login. So start SAP logon, open login screen and execute the login on SAP. And that will be the today's tutorial. I am rusty on Blue Prism yet. I just did a quick refresh, so I'm rusty yet with Blue Prism, but let's see how this tutorial goes. So first of all, as I say on all SAP automation related tutorials, if I didn't say it's because I forgot, is that in order to be able to automate on SAP GUI, we need to enable the client-side and server-side scripting. And if you don't have them enabled, make sure you watch the tutorial that will appear here on the top. Very quickly, you will see how you can enable so the client-side and server-side scripting on SAP. With that in mind, let's move ahead with our tutorial. So I have here Blue Prism already open. So first of all, let's create an object for SAP where basically we'll just have a single action that will be launch SAP. So it will start SAP logon, open the login screen and do the login. So here, let's create a new object. I'll name it SAP and let's press finish and let's open. So now here we have already one action. Let's rename it. It will be launch SAP. So this action will be responsible to start SAP logon and do the login on SAP. So first, we must map the elements that we want to use from SAP. So let's open here the application modeler. And now here define the new application model name. So the application name can be SAP. Now, what type of application? Local application. And here it is a Windows application. And now my application is launched from an executable file. Is that the case? And now here, let's enter the application executable path. So search for SAP logon, open file location, open here file location to the executable. Here you can see it. So let's here copy the path, browse, paste, SAP logon. And that's basically it. So we have indicated the executable. So we are able then later to start SAP logon. And next, and finish. So now let's map the elements so we can get started by the one on SAP logon that it's only element that will need to interact here on this window, which is the connection. So we need to click here, we need to execute the enter on this connection, so then we open the SAP login window. So for that here, I'll name here this element like connection name or connection. And now I'll just close SAP. So here I will just force close. Now let's launch SAP from here by clicking on launch. So you can see, because we have indicated the executable, we can launch here SAP. And now that we have launched it from the application modeler, we can identify the element. So let's click on identify. And here we are with the spy tool. So now we must indicate the element. So on the Win32 mode, we can see that we can't select the connection element. Then if we press Alt key while automation mode, it should work. And I did a test. It seems it's not working because I'm recording the screen. I tried to stop the recording and it does work. and it's the one that I will use here. So I'll just pause now the recording and basically select here the Y and select here the connection elements. So to select, we just have to do control and left click and it should work. So I'll just pause now. And I did the control left click with Y automation mode, and here you can see that was basically found the element. So for some reason doesn't work the Y automation mode while I'm using the recording software. So now if I press highlight, here you can see that is found here the element. So one thing that we already can parameterize, let's say, to put a parameter is the connection name, because it could be a different one on another process, so it could change across processes. So to put this dynamic here, we can just use a parameter. So here on parent y name, let's set as dynamic. And after this element, the ones that will have to interact will be the client, user, password, logon language, and here this button. So let's map these elements. So I'll add another child. Now for client, so let's press identify. And now I will change to SAP mode. So let's press Alt key. And now on SAP mode, we can see that we are able to identify these elements that we need to interact. So here, control and left click. So here we have the client added, as we can see. Now let's add another element for the user. Let's identify and again use the SAP mode. Now another one for password. And again, SAP mode, language, SAP mode again. And now let's also map here this enter button. So let's call it enter, for example. Let's press identify, SAP mode, and let's here indicate. And that's basically it. So now let's press OK. So we have mapped the elements that we must interact in order to be able to log in into SAP. So now here on our action launch SAP, the first thing that must be done is to start the SAP logon. So here let's use the navigate, and so let's drag here SAP that is related to the application, and the action so will be to launch. So we want to start the SAP. Let's press OK. So I'll just change here to start SAP. Now let's add here a link and let's see how it's working. So I'll close here SAP logon. And let's now click here to start. And we can see SAP logon was started. So after starting SAP logon, we must click or send an enter to this connection. So for that, here let's use the action. So we want to perform action on the button, on the element. So here business object SAP and no SAP no, sorry, it's so here it's okay, so it's not that okay. We want to navigate, right? Is that yeah, it's that. So connection, and here I want to send global send keys and to send the enter. So open double quotes and use here this command enter to send the enter. So we execute, we open the connection and open SAP login screen. So I think it's that. So here I'll just change the name to open connection. And now, yeah, I'll just link here again. And let's reset. I'll just close SAP again. Let's start. No element match the query terms. Okay. So here, and it's being a refresh, this tutorial for me. So yeah, so basically, okay, params. Yeah, I have to pass SCP, so the name of the connection, because I made it dynamic. So here, so connection. So why it doesn't let me to change? I think it's yeah, it should be action. So action no, sorry, it should be navigate, but for some reason, okay, I have to reset. And now I'm not able. Okay, let's just change to the okay. I'll send the keys. I want to send the enter, and it doesn't let me to define the parameter. So application modeler. Okay, I think we have to enable this. Yeah, I might forgot that. Okay. Open connection. Yeah, it was that. So, okay, to test now, let's just pass here directly SAP, but then we will create an input, like an input argument that will be dynamic, and we can so change the value when calling from the process. So now it should work. Yeah, it's been good, this refresh. So what I'm missing now? Okay. Open connection. Okay. Okay, something's not right yet. Yeah, double quotes. Okay. You are right. So, okay, let's run. No element matched. Yeah, now I think it's, yeah, the delay probably. Yeah, because, yeah, here on Blue Prism, the timeouts thing, it's quite different from YPath and other RPA tools that we have explicitly to make that thing to be able to wait for the page to load or something like that. So we have to use here the wait. So I think it's that. So let's here on the wait. So the element connection parameters, so here should be equal to SAP. And here check exists equal true. Yeah, we want to check if it appears. And by default, it will wait, I think it's 5 seconds. If I'm not wrong, yeah, it's 5 seconds. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, then if it's true, we want to open a connection, else timeout. If timeout, I'll just keep it simple, send it to the end. So yeah, let's put it like this. So let's reset. Let's again close. Okay, it starting now. SAP logon, and now we didn't get any exception. Yes, now it works. So we are now with the SAP login screen. So after open a connection, we want to fill the login fields. So we'll use here the right. Yeah, it's the right. Are you ready to master SAP automation with platforms like YPath, Power Automate, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, and even Python? In my upcoming courses, you'll get hands-on experience and real SAP access so you can practice everything you learn. Free access to SAP is impossible to get as far as I'm aware, but I'll got you covered on my courses. And I'm about to launch these ACP automation courses anytime soon. Subscribe via the link below in the description or in the comments to stay tuned and be the first to know when these courses go live. So now what we want to write? We want to write the client, the user, the password, the language, and yeah, now just first to test, I'll just input here the values. And now we can already, I think, create the variables for this and just set the initial values. So yeah, I think it will be better because then later we'll have to change everything again. So I'll just drag here some data items. So this one will be for the connection name. I'll define the initial value. So first data type will be text. Initial value, let's set it as SAP so we can test from here easily. Then we want to find the client, which is a number. Initial value 100. Then user, data type will be text. Initial value, I'll set my one. Then another data item for the password. So here data type will be password. And here let's input the password. And we have to drag another one for the language. So language. And so it's text, initial value EN. Yeah, that's basically it. I'll just drag here this block to be more readable, I will say. Input. And okay, so now here on the weight, let's already make this dynamic. So I mean, drag here what comes from the connection data item. So here on text, let's write the connection name. So just first open params, and here text connection name. That's it. Then the open connection also the param, so to not be hard coded, then it will be dynamic when we invoke from a process. Also connection name. And now here the right, so for the client, it's here on numbers, client, password, text, language here, and user here. Okay, it's nice. Okay, I think it's good. So we'll log in fields and use here link. Yeah, then yeah, I think we need to use here also wait, or else we will get another error as we got before. So yeah, to wait for the login fields to appear. So here, wait, let's just wait for the user, check if it exists, the login, the user field. And yeah, so if it doesn't appear, let's just send to the end, else we will fill the login fields it appears. Yeah, that's it. And then after that, after fill the login fields, what we'll do, we will navigate. So we will press the button to log in. So the enter. I should have here enter btn, so just to be more clear, but no, let's leave as it is. Press, and here just change the name to press to login, just to be more clear. And then send to the hand. So yeah, it doesn't look very good, but let's leave as it is now. So let's see how it's working. So I'll just close and reset and start. So SAP logon was started. Now we'll open the login screen. And now we can see that the login is being done. Was execute the enter, click the button enter, and as we can see, the login on SAP was done successfully. So it's working. So now let's say that we want to use this object, so reuse this object on the process. So now to use this object that I've created on the process, so let's here on SAP, on Blue Prism, create a new process like SAP login. Let's click on next, finish. And yeah, just before, let's just save here the object, Control S, B1, save changes. And now on the process that we have created, let's open. And yeah, let's just drag an action. And here the action. So the business object, SAP, the action. It doesn't appear. I think let's just here, let's just save and open again. SAP. Oh, I think now I remember why it doesn't appear, because I didn't publish. So you have to publish the action first on the object, the launch SAP one. Let's say V2. Now it should appear. It should appear. Let's see if it will appear. Does it appear? Okay, let's close and open again. I think it's one of those cases. So SAP, okay, now it does appear. Okay, oh, but doesn't appear with the inputs. I'm missing something. Why they don't appear? Let's just add something, okay. Okay, so let's open here the object. Oh, yeah, okay. On the start, we must have explicitly defined the inputs, yeah. So that, yeah, that's what I'm missing. So basically everything here, so connection story in connection, so the input name can be connection name, the same name. Then, for example, the client, name of the input client. Then the user, then the password, and then so the language. So where it is the language? Okay, it's here. Language. So yeah, it's this what is missing. So let's save. Three. Just to allow to save. And now if we go back on action, okay, we must probably close and open again. So let's open. And now, oh, now we can see. So for example, let's provide here SAP connection name, here the client, so which is 800, the user, and the password. And now here the password, so I'll just here, oops, create a new password, edit item with the password. Okay, so let's here define. Okay, so here password and the language, so EN. Okay, so let's use here the link. The action, we could change the name, but now let's leave as it is. So I'll just close SAP and let's see if it works well starting from the process. So reset here, and now let's run. And so it's been started, SAP logon. And now will be open the login screen. And now the login will be done. And it worked well, as we can see. So that was it. So that helped me to refresh here Blue Prism, and I might release more tutorials around it. I will see yet. But if you want to see more tutorials around Blue Prism, please let me know in the comments. I'm not sure if there is a lot of demand for content related Blue Prism. And yeah, that's it for this tutorial. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel and enable the notifications bell so you don't miss any tutorial released here on the channel.